WABG, the Delta's leading news source.
Thanks for joining us here on the ABC 6 News webcast. I'm Tanya Carter on this Wednesday, March 6, 2013. The friend of an accused murderer revealed new details about the night Marco McMillan of Clarksdale was killed. For the first time, we're hearing from the other side in this case. Lawrence Reed's friends claim the mayoral candidate made an unwanted pass, sparking a scuffle before Marco McMillan was found dead days later. Michael Clark has the story.
I met Lawrence through my husband. He worked at Domino's, and they just became real good friends, and Lawrence became my roommate.
Camilla Evans is talking about Lawrence Reed, accused of murdering Marco McMillan. She says last Monday night, McMillan and Reed were looking for fun after meeting a few weeks earlier.
Last week, he picked up Lawrence. They were supposed to go to a party in March.
Evans' husband is also close with Reed's girlfriend, and she says Reed told his girlfriend McMillan took him to an unfamiliar place that night.
Marco tried to mess with him or, sexually, and they got into a scuffle.
Investigators are waiting for a toxicology report to reveal the cause of death. McMillan's family claims the coroner told them McMillan was beaten, dragged, and burned. A source close to the investigation tells Action News 5 that there were burn marks, but they occurred after McMillan's death. The source also says McMillan was never dragged by a vehicle. Evans can't speak to the investigation, but says Reed wasn't talking like himself around his girlfriend Tuesday morning.
He told her he was scared and that he was sorry and he was feeling suicidal.
Sometime after Reed and his girlfriend talked, there was the accident that sparked the search for McMillan. Reed was driving McMillan's car. Investigators haven't said if Reed was suicidal, but the driver of the truck Reed hit told us this last week.
All of a sudden, it just turns as hard as it could and come into my lane, and I jerked as hard as I could to the right.
Evans feels Reed was defending himself against McMillan, and that's why she's speaking out.
I know they feeling upset, and I know Marco's family is feeling upset, so, all I can say is I'm praying for both sides of the family.
Meanwhile, FBI officials have been monitoring the Marco McMillan death investigation. Jackson FBI spokeswoman Deborah Madden said today the agency will assess evidence to determine whether federal prosecution is appropriate. Congressman Benny Thompson asking the FBI on Tuesday to review the slaying of Marco McMillan on behalf of the family, though having confidence in the work that Coahoma County Sheriff Charles Jones and his deputies have put forth thus far. Thompson's district includes Clarksdale, where McMillan was running. Mississippi hate crime law covers acts motivated by bias against race but not sexual orientation. A federal hate crime law covers bias against sexual orientation. McMillan was black, as is the man charged with his murder. Authorities and family members are asking for your help locating a missing Leland man. Family members filing a missing persons report for 55-year-old Mark Whitaker, also known as Ricky Whitaker. Family members say the 55-year-old has not been seen since around 7 o'clock Monday morning after dropping his niece off at work. Relatives say afterwards Whitaker planned a trip to Avon to look for a job. Whitaker is described as 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing about 135 pounds with short dark hair. He also has tattoos covering his entire upper body. He was wearing black jeans and a long-sleeve gray sweatshirt with camouflage coveralls. Now, Whitaker was last seen driving a grayish 2000 Pontiac Grand Am. Relatives say Whitaker suffers from a bad heart. And if you have any information on the whereabouts of Mark Whitaker, you are asked to contact your local authorities.
You've been watching the Delta's #1 news source,